the two-time Masters champion Scottie Scheffler to the interview room. Scottie, welcome back to Augusta National. Please describe the state of your game as we head into this week's Masters tournament.
Yeah, game feels like it's in a good spot, and I got some rest the last few weeks at home, so feel rested and ready to go this week.
Perfect. With that, we'll open it up to questions.
Scottie, with a few years and a couple of green jackets under your belt, what do you value most about Augusta National? What makes this place special to you?
Yeah, I think growing up as an American golfer, I think Augusta is kind of like the place that you always want to get to, whether or not it's to play in the tournament, just to be able to see the golf course. And for me, I truly feel like when you drive down Magnolia Lane, everything else kind of melts away, and you just get to be out here and be present, be focused. There's not as many distractions this week. This is one of the best run tournaments that we have. I think this tournament and our tournament, the Players Championship, are some of the two of the best run tournaments that we have. Augusta, keeps going above and beyond to make things special and easier for us as players, and especially like practice rounds. The practice rounds are very peaceful. There's no phones. There's no people asking for selfies in the middle of the round. It's very calm out there, and people follow the rules here. And it's, for us as players, it's really an enjoyable experience, and just how things are organized. You got the kids' autograph area by the range. There's no adults sneaking in there. Everybody's afraid to break the rules, and Augusta's put some rules in place that I think make this not only a special experience for us, but a special experience for the patrons as well.
Daniel.
Hi, congratulations on the birth of your son. I just wondered if you and Meredith have devised a plan to ensure you can sleep this week, or how you're going to ensure you're not getting up every few hours.
Yeah, I'm getting plenty of sleep. It's, my wife's a trooper, and yeah, having a newborn is always an interesting thing. But Remy's so young right now that he, they sleep a lot of the days. I think he's still used to being in the womb at this point. So, yeah, I've been able to get a decent amount of sleep.
Charlie?
Scottie, the last time you were at a podium to kick off a major championship week, you gave a long answer at the Open about, finding fulfillment on a personal, professional level, and the difference between process-based fulfillment and outcome-based, sort of goals. So I'm wondering right now, where in your life, whether it's personal, professional, where you find the most fulfillment through processes?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I love most about the game of golf is just the ability to practice and always feel like you're trying to improve on something. And, talking about a golf tournament like this, you look at this place, it's one of the best practice facilities that we have for the whole entire year. You got great putting green, great short game area, great range, and there's endless things that you can continue to practice out there. So this place is almost a challenge in a sense of you need to be able to get your stuff done and go home, because, I could camp out on that range for days and days and continue to practice. It's a pretty nice place to be.
Blake? No. Yeah, Blake?
Scottie, these last few years, you've discussed a lot how the golf doesn't define you. I'm curious.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry. Well, no, you're good, man. It's all good. Last few years, you've talked about how the golf doesn't define you. I'm curious if there was a time, whether junior golf, college, if it did define you in your eyes, and what was the turning point there? Yeah, I feel like growing up, I think it's always a struggle, and I think that's still a struggle to this day. When you finish a round of golf, you post a score up there, and I think you put so much time and effort into the game that you expect a lot out of it, and sometimes, you do get some things out of it, and then, most of the time in golf, you're probably going to be a little bit disappointed at the end of the week, just because there's only one winner, and there's, a lot more losers than that. I would say it's always been a battle for me, trying to strike a balance between continuing to work hard, staying competitive, and also not having either my good golf or my bad golf define me, because that can go one of two ways. If I let my bad golf define me, then I'd be a pretty miserable person. And if I let my good golf define me, like whether or not it's a green jacket or an Open championship, then I'd probably walk around fairly arrogant all the time, and I probably wouldn't be very nice to people because I think I'm hot stuff because I won a few golf tournaments.
Doug?
Is it any different or maybe easier to come back as a past champion as opposed to a defending champion, with all the stuff that like Rory faces this week, or what you went through in 23 and 25?
You're saying, is it easier as a past champion versus the defending champion?
Yeah, coming back as the active defending champion.
I think defending can always be difficult. But I think that's mostly just the odds of winning a tournament in back-to-back years. I think that's just extremely challenging, especially when you look at, these major championships. But I mean, there is some obligations, and like at this tournament, there's some stuff that's completely new. Like I guess, well, this year, the parking situation, everything's a little bit different, but with the new building. So I think everything's new when you're first time defending here. You host the dinner tonight, that's a big deal. And there's, certain things that go on that maybe would make it a touch more difficult, but I wouldn't say it's anything too substantial. I think once you get tonight out of the way, I think you can relax a little bit.
Ian?
Yeah, Scottie, when you came off the Korn Ferry Tour about 7 years ago, could you envision the kind of career you've already had before your 30th birthday, or have you surprised even yourself with what you've been able to accomplish?
I mean, that's a good question. I think it's a hard one to answer. I always had faith and belief in myself, but I never told myself I want to win these tournaments. I always just had what I would feel like were dreams and aspirations, and I felt like I had the talent to be able to accomplish certain things, but I never really kind of thought this far ahead. I dreamed of having a chance to win the Masters tournament, and I'm fortunate to be able to have done that twice. Did I imagine that? I imagined myself winning, and I was hopeful that I could accomplish that, but I didn't set out when I came off the Korn Ferry Tour being like, I'm going to get to number one in the world. I'm going to win, this many majors. I'm going to win this many tournaments. It was more just taking things a step at a time. And, my manager was a big part of that as I turned pro. When I turned pro, I kind of went through all the steps. I tried some Monday qualifiers for the Korn Ferry Tour. I played some mini tour events to stay sharp. I went through Q School. I went through the Korn Ferry Tour, and then I got out onto the PGA Tour. And everything for me was kind of just step by step. And, the year I played on the Korn Ferry Tour, I had some opportunities to come out here and play on the PGA Tour, but, my manager and I kind of spoke about just being, you can only be on the tour where you're at, and, our goal that year was to continue to play good golf, focus on the Korn Ferry Tour, develop, get better, and then get ready for the PGA Tour, and we just kind of took everything step by step, and so I never really looked that far ahead, to be honest with you.
Jay? Yeah. No. Okay. David?
Yes, sir. Scottie, hello. Congratulations. Curious about the conditions you're finding out there now, and the forecast looks dry, low humidity, could be very firm and fast. Something to your liking? I mean, is that ultimately what you'd like to see, or does it really matter?
Yeah, I mean, you can't answer my question there. I mean, the forecast looks great. It should get firm and fast. I'd imagine they would like the greens to get fast. I think that increases the challenge of the golf course, and yeah, I'm excited to see how it plays this week. We might get a little bit of wind too, and so I mean, the golf course is shaping up nicely. This is the best forecast I've seen for this tournament in a while, and I'm definitely excited to get the week going. The greens were fairly firm when I showed up on Sunday, and we actually got a tiny bit of rain during that round. So I'm excited to see how it'll play.
William?
Scottie, how would you evaluate the state of your game relative to how you felt coming to this tournament the last 4 or 5 years?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I try not to look too far into the past. I try not to look too far into the future. And so, I mean, for me to think about that would take a little bit of work, which I don't want to do right now.
Fair.
David?
Hey, Scottie, I think 5 days elapsed. When Bennett was born, 5 days elapsed before your Instagram post, and then in Remy's case, 9 days elapsed, and you saw Doug here. What do you think that says about your desire to live a normal life off the course, and then also what it might say about the tightness of your inner circle?
I mean, I think sometimes I think it feels like we live almost two separate lives, where I have this life where we come out here and play and compete. And, sometimes my friends are brought into that arena that, I kind of live in out here. There's a few tournaments that my friends get to come to each year. And, this being one of them, I had a couple buddies come watch the tournament this week, and they, rode down Magnolia Lane with me yesterday and today. And, it's fun for them to be able to experience it with me. But then when we go home, I don't feel any different than any of my other friends. I mean, I still feel like I go to work each day. It doesn't feel like I'm sitting at a desk, obviously. I love my job, but I don't feel any different than I did when I was a kid. So I don't see why I would need to live any different or do anything like that. I don't really know how to use Instagram, so any posts or anything like that. I feel like those things can be a great tool to be able to, share certain things about my life, but it's also when it comes to, my kids, I want them to have as simple of a life as they can and be able to grow and develop like normal kids. And, the same way I did. There's no reason that my kids need to be on TV or on my Instagram or whatever it is. I feel like my kids need to have a normal upbringing and or as normal as they can, and we'll go from there. Bennett's still 2, so the hard parenting hasn't really started yet. It's more bargaining at this point.
Mary Kate?
Scottie, we all have associations with Amen Corner and the emotions that those 3 holes evoke. In your own words, how would you describe Amen Corner and its role here at Augusta National?
Well, I mean, I think it starts with 11. I think 11, it's funny, we were playing a practice round here on Sunday. I was playing with Adam Scott, and I kind of went into the middle of the tee box just because that's where we've been playing all day, and I hit my ball, and it was playing into the wind that day, and we're kind of walking off the tee, and I look at the marker, and from the front of that tee box, it's 520 yards, like as short as it'll ever play is 520, and I was like, dang, that is a long hole, especially to have water greenside. So 11 is a really challenging hole. When you look at 12, it's a big kind of a swing hole as well. If you hit a really good shot in there, you're going to get a good look at birdie, but the penalty is also pretty severe. So that's an extremely important shot. And then same thing when you look at your approach into 13. If you hit a good drive, you can hit that green and 2-putt and have a fairly simple birdie. But you start getting offline, you can make a number there as well. So I look at those holes within the golf course as kind of big swing holes, if that makes sense. Those are holes that can pretty much define a round if you play them well or if you play them poorly.
Brantley?
Scottie, this golf course could be pretty difficult around the greens. In your opinion, what's the most difficult shot you've ever faced, and how'd you play it?
Oh, man, you're making me think again. It's the most difficult? Gosh, I don't know. I don't know what the most difficult would be, but there's certain spots out here that are spots that you definitely need to avoid, and a lot of it depends on pin location too. I don't know what the most difficult one would be, but I mean, a lot of it, when you get out of position around this golf course, I think that's one of the greatest challenges is getting the ball back in position and trying to make your par. But shoot, I couldn't tell you what the hardest one is that I've had.
And then if I could just add something, I don't know if this is too private or not, but was there a special meaning behind the name Remy?
Yeah, not really. Mayor liked kind of either the IE or Y at the end of the name, and we ended up with Bennett for our first. And we were like, oh, well, we can call him Benny if we really like the IE. And then Remy was just a name that we liked, no real significance to it. We looked on the internet and found some stuff, but it's pretty metaphorical and it's quite a stretch for what the name means. And so I'm not going to share that, but I'm going to butcher it if I try. So I'll get back to you on that. But it was something that we liked, and then pretty much it.
John?
Scottie, Sunday you're on the 10th tee and you're in contention or you're in the lead. Do you sneak a peek at leaderboards? Do you listen for roars? Does Ted keep you up to date, or you don't care about any of that?
No, I think when you're in the heat of the moment, I think it's important to kind of know where you're at. I've been a leaderboard watcher, pretty much my whole life. I think it's always nice to know, but very rarely will it ever change the way that I would play. But I think it's just nice to know. I think if I didn't know, I would be too curious. I would be wondering what everybody was at, and it would almost be more of a distraction. I think for me, it's good for me to know what's happening, and then I can go back to doing my thing. I'm not really. It kind of takes the curiosity out of it.
Now, Michi.
Scottie, do you think you'd feel different if you put the green jacket back on in front of the kids compared to the other two?
Sorry,
how would you feel different putting a green jacket in front of your boys?
Oh, in front of my kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, So like this week, we got here on Sunday, and I always hand out an award at the drive, chip, and putt. So I go upstairs, put on my jacket, and I come back down to get ready to do the award. And this time I had to help. We had drove in, and then my wife had drove in, parked somewhere else, and so I was going over there to try and help them get into the property. And I had my jacket on, and Mayor got this great picture of me and Bennett walking into the clubhouse with me with my green jacket and holding his hand. But I mean, he has no idea what it means. I'm sure as he'll age, this place means a lot to me as a professional and as a golfer, and this place signifies so much for me in my golf journey. And so that's something that I'd love to be able to share with my kids. But yeah, we'll see how that goes as they age. But right now. Yeah, if I'm wearing it near him, I'm just hoping he doesn't ruin it or anything like that.
Puke on it.
Yeah, just throw up on it. Who knows?
Robbie.
This is your 7th time here, you're a 2-time champion. Has your preparation for this particular course that you come back to every year change and get more refined as you spend more time and you build your notes over the years and your kind of greens book keeps adding things to it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think this course, you're always trying to get a feel, I think, around the greens for how things are going. Augusta always kind of makes a few changes here or there, and they don't really tell us what they're doing. They just kind of do it. But so there's always little stuff you're trying to figure out. And a lot of that's green speeds, and depending on firmness as well. A lot of the strategy can change as the greens start to change. And so when you look at a year that's very soft and wet, the strategy going in a lot of greens changes. You're going to have a lot longer clubs in, and when you get firm and fast, you're going to have some shorter clubs in, but it's going to be firmer, so you got to kind of manage your way around, and each one has its own challenges. And so I think a lot of that is just getting prepared for how you think the golf course is going to play, because even when you go out there on Wednesday, it's going to be different when we show up on Thursday.
Kyle.
Yeah, there was just yesterday, Justin Rose was talking about the idea of, especially at major championships, you have to put yourself out there. You put yourself out there to get close to winning. Rory talked about it a little bit last year. Do you identify with that sort of concept? And if so, what does that mean within the context of a round, like putting yourself out there to give yourself a chance to win?
I mean, there's certainly an aspect to that. I think, when you look at golf, you look at kind of being in the arena, being in the moment, having chances to win. I'm not really sure if that's for everybody. I think a lot of the way I look at golf tournaments is I love being in that environment. I love trying to, succeed and get the most out of myself when things are tough, and it's challenging playing. I think late in tournaments, it's really difficult to win, and so being able to have a chance to do that is something that's special already. And there's certainly an aspect of putting yourself out there, because if you put yourself in the arena enough times, like, you're going to fail and you're going to succeed. That's just part of it. And I think there has to be some acceptance there that you're going to have maybe some great wins, and you're also going to have some tough losses. But ultimately, we just keep going.
Charlie.
You mentioned bargaining earlier. What is the toughest negotiation to win with Bennett right now?
I said bargaining because last night we were leaving a Nike party, and he somehow ended up with 2 sugar cookies, and he hadn't eaten his dinner yet. And so I was like, all right, buddy, if you will eat these sausages, I will give you this cookie. And he's like, cookie? I'm like, if you eat this, and it's like my buddies are sitting there watching. They're like, yep, yeah, I've seen this movie before. It's bargaining.
Scott.
You're outnumbered now. I don't know if you know that, but now that you have 2 kids, they actually outnumber you. I've seen the video where you were by the 10th green when Bubba hit the shot out of the trees in 2012. What inspiration did a teenage Scottie Scheffler take from that, if anything? And when did you and Ted first talk about that? Didn't he hey, we have something in common. This is it.
Yeah, I don't know when I first brought that up, but I did tell him, because I was like, hey, man, I was here that day, and never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that, the guy carrying Bubba's bag at that time would be, one of my best friends and my caddy for a long time as well. So, yeah, I think I definitely drew inspiration. I mean, this tournament is a great experience to come to as a patron, and being able to be up close and see someone accomplish something that I dreamed of accomplishing at the time, I think is very inspirational. And, I took a lot from that day and that experience. But, I grew up on the range at Royal Oaks watching professionals practice. I was fortunate to watch watch these guys practice, watch how they prepared. I was very fortunate they let me hang around from a young age, and so I just watched. I tried to learn. I tried to emulate them, and I always watched, and I felt like I could do the things that they did. And from a young age, I just continued to just try and do it. But it's weird. Like, I believed that I could make it out here, but I never expected it, if that makes sense.
Scottie, thank you for your time and best of luck this week.
Thanks.